trapping.
Hey, what's up, people? Welcome back to Status Boys Podcast. I'm Jacob, and I'm here with...
I was about to say Daddy J, but that makes no sense.
The fuck did that come from?
I don't know. I was trying to think of something snappy to say, and I'm like, and I was like, and I was thinking my nickname, just Daddy KJ, but then I was like, fuck, that makes no sense. So I'm like, Daddy J. Is that gonna be your name if you ever do like a jazz band, Daddy J?
Oh god, I don't know. Oh yeah, but this is episode 115. It's another last episode because last week was just a fucking clusterfuck, but we were still able to. And that was the week before that we did that episode with Hunter, which was the last episode you guys saw. But we're back at it. This is episode 115. And yeah, so it's just, it's same old. Fucking Jesus Christ. Same old that has been for the last 2 years we've had this podcast or something like that. I don't fucking know. But yeah. And I graduate in a month. So that's fucking, nuts.
That's absolutely bonkers, bruv. I can't believe you've done that.
That was legitness.
Dude, what was your favorite Vine ever?
My favorite Vine
If it's the Bo Burnham one, I swear. Is there anything better than posting?
It wasn't that one, but it was like, I don't know if I had like a favorite, but there were like a few of like, the one that I would say was my favorite, the one that Zach would always talk about because it would always make me laugh in middle school, is that go that like, not to be racist or anything, but Asian people could.
And then I don't know how the hell she did that voice. For me, it was hey, aren't you 5? Yeah, I'm 5 inches deep in your mom.
That one's not one of my favorites.
Brandon Bowen was one of my favorite Viners. The fat kid who's like, how did his jokes go? He was the one that had like the spoons over his eyes. It's like, hey, I didn't see you. I was blocking out the haters.
Oh yeah,
dude, he goes to the gym. Like he's pretty ripped now.
Yeah, it's crazy that freaking. Yeah, because the beginning of Vine was like 2013. It's crazy to think about like how much time has like passed from then. And
yeah, Vine went away in 2017, I think.
16, I believe. That was like the last year of Vine. Yeah, the last year was 2016, I believe.
Dude, not only that, I remember there were so many people on YouTube saying like, "Here, check this app out," and sponsoring. It's like it's the new version of Vine, and it never once fucking took off.
Yeah. And
then out of nowhere, we got TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, yeah. Well, because I think TikTok was at first it was Musical.ly.
Yeah. Which is funny when you look back at it, because it was like, for your entire kind of like life, you had your entire life, but while Vine was alive, it was like the best thing in the world, and it got fucking bought out, and then the entire time, that was after Harambe died, and then the world went to shit.
God, I remember that was all over the place.
Like, did you hear? They shot Harambe!
R.I.P. Harambe! It's like, what the fuck is going on?
I didn't even know who Harambe was till like 2020.
Me either.
And then just to find out it was just a gorilla who got shot.
Yeah.
Even I was like, really? They killed Harambe? Wow.
Man, freaking... it's weird because I think Musical.ly, or when TikTok was Musical.ly, it was like, I think around the same time Vine was, a little bit after, maybe. And then it turned into TikTok, and boy, has it fucking taken off since then.
I think it was... it
had to have been like 2015, 2016.
I want to say that was the start. And everyone kind of knew what Musical.ly was, but no one cared that much.
Yeah, because I remember because... I did like, I don't know why, but I used to do this on like certain like accounts. I was like doing some dig on Markiplier's TikTok account, and I went down to a fucking Musical.ly when he still had his red hair.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah, so that just shows how long Musical.ly was around then.
But fucking, it was the space song, the space. It's so cool. So cool.
It's so pretty, so pretty. There are billions and billions of stars. Oh, look. There are billions and billions of galaxies. Alright. There's nothing that I love more than space. So let's blow something up here. Let's blow something up here. Oh. I can probably go on more about that song.
Speaking of YouTubers, did you see that Jacksepticeye made a video saying, am I retiring, ? And he addressed it. He's not retiring, but he says that he has about 2 years left in him.
Damn.
And that's sad to hear.
Yeah. Especially because, like, everyone was, like, freaking the fuck out when Markiplier put out a video that said, I'm tired.
Right. It's like, dude, why do these YouTubers keep putting out... Like, I get if you want to retire, just put that in the video, but if you're going to make a video...
I feel like a lot of them tried to do it, like... I mean, because I can see it, too, because I could see myself doing it. Just kind of, like, a little, like, to kind of, like, prank your audience, like, hey, gotcha.
Well, not only that, one of the only reasons I actually like it is because you're like, oh, what the fuck? And then they're like, no, this is what's happening in my life. And then you're like, you know what? I'm kind of glad I clicked on the fucking video.
Yeah. Because, see, that's the thing that I've tried to learn, too, even with doing YouTube, is that, like... I mean, in a sense, is it clickbait? But then you watch the video and you actually don't regret watching it.
Right.
Even though it was. Like, that's, like, the kind of, like, okay, because that's how you... Because you gotta engage a certain audience somehow. But if it's just, like, out of, like, desperation for it, it's nothing what the video says, then, yeah, that's... You know.
Right, like, every single one of your videos is, like, Ali A.
Yeah, something like that.
Where it's like, we just found the Kraken in Fortnite.
Yeah. But it's just... It's really sad seeing... I guess for us... Just because we grew up with all those YouTubers and, like, just even, like, them thinking about retirement is making us going, like, what the fuck, you know?
Right.
And they're still, like, it's just, but, like, the thing is, it's like, I mean, yeah, like, because if you think about it, they're all still so young, but, like, you gotta, like, take into consideration, too, that they have, like, so much success from their YouTube channels that's almost like what else is there for them to do.
Well, I mean, so, I guess you could say so young, but also at the same time, most of them are about to either be in their 30s or they're already in their 30s.
Yeah, and well, because when I think about, like, retirement, like, oh, like, I think of, like, you know, like...
Giving up. Or not giving up, but, like...
No, well, like, I'm talking about, like, an older, like, age of, like... When I think of retirement, I think of, like, at least 50s. Or something like that.
Well, also at the same time...
I guess it just depends on the kind of career you have, I guess.
I got annoyed about some of the comments, too, while I was watching that Jacksepticeye video, because some of them
I haven't
like,
watched it yet, but...
Yeah, because some of them... Because he was talking about and how, like, he got diagnosed with depression and ADHD, and then how much has been kicking his butt, and people are like, imagine making so much money off of YouTube and saying that it's hard to do because you're depressed, and then... It kind of came to mind where it's like you could still have shit and be depressed.
Oh no, like
with outside influences.
I mean, because like I don't freaking like yes, I'm not making a living off of YouTube, but there's been days like because I've been stuck to this schedule since November of 2020, and I do it weekly, so I can't imagine like for them to do it daily like they used to back in the day. Because Markiplier used to do, like, 2 gaming uploads every single day. 2.
Jacksepticeye used to be the same.
Yeah.
Well, also at the same time, when they were young and starting out, they had this stigma of, like, I want more, like, subscribers and followers and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's why they had that kind of schedule.
Yeah, so it's like I just kept making it day after day until I realized, like, I don't... Like, this isn't me. I'm not doing well because of it. It just makes me feel like shit.
I don't know, like, especially, like... Because there's, like, even, like... During the podcast too, well, there's been like days and weeks where I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to fucking do this right now. But then I told myself, I was like, well, I'm gonna fucking regret. I'm gonna hate myself later if I don't do it because you just keep that such rapid. I mean, I guess if you're someone like me, that's just like very passionate about like what you do. I mean, like yes, like I may have like almost like 300 subscribers or whatever, but like. Out of all the things that I've done in the last over 3 years since I've had that schedule, I've done a lot. Like, I mean, that includes podcasts, regular uploads, gaming, and that's outside of YouTube. Like, for example, like I just started doing like clips for the podcast too. Like, I do that stuff, the paranormal stuff. Like, I put in a lot of time in what I do just because I'm very passionate about it. Same way how Mark and Jack and all them have been for so long, and they've gained success off of that, and But no, but it gets to a point to where like it can kind of take a mental toll on you, not even just from that, but just from your outside life too. Because I don't know if a lot of you guys realize that like doesn't matter. I feel like it doesn't matter what you do, even if you have success on it or not. Like private life is always gonna have some sort of effect, you know. Like private life is always gonna have some sort of effect. Like hell, like even now, like I still have shit that I'm freaking like.
Not only that,
going on.
Something that surprises me though about YouTubers is how shocked it is that people are of seeing like YouTubers retire and not be canceled. Of like they gave up on YouTube instead of like something bad happened.
Oh, cause freaking what was that joke? Because they started playing these jokes out ever since Matt Pat announced that he was retiring.
Where it's like, wow,
and like it's like you see, guys, it's that easy to not touch kids,
right?
I'm like, it really is though. Freaking like it's it's.
Who are some YouTubers who got arrested for being pedos? I know one of them.
I think we've had this conversation podcast before a while back.
I think we've talked about a few certain ones. I know
it was always the Minecraft ones too.
Mini Lad.
Yep.
What's his name? Why am I forgetting his name? Popular MMOs got arrested.
Yeah.
You know a few Minecraft YouTubers that you never hear about, though?
Well,
Captain Sparkles.
Yeah.
You never hear about Captain Sparkles anymore, but he was like a big Minecraft YouTuber.
Yeah.
Dan TDM. I used to watch a shit ton of his videos. Everyone remembers Stampy.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to talk about Stampy to remember him. And I don't mean that in like a condescending way. Stampy was just... He was the Minecraft creator at the time. Every kid watched Stampy.
Yeah.
And there's a video that came out where it's saying like, oh, Stampy, why don't you do this anymore? It's like, Stampy, you don't make videos like you used to anymore. And it's like, I didn't change anything. You just grew up.
Yeah.
It's like, that is such a fucking sad line.
Well, because, like... with other like YouTubers too, like it's crazy with like especially with the ones that have been doing it so long, like Mark and Jack. You can really see them grow up,
right? Like
because the thing that made me realize that is that Markiplier used to be super fucking obnoxious with his videos. Like back when like Five Nights at Freddy's was like fucking the newest biggest thing, he was obnoxious as fuck. Yeah, it was a terrifying game, but like whenever you see him like play like horror games now, he's not as like over dramatic. He's kind of like, oh.
Well, he also talked about like that was kind of like a fake personality for him. In a video he talked about that where it's like I was kind of putting on this like face.
Yeah. I mean, but it worked though. It worked.
There's also I'm trying to think. But no, you do have a point, because especially if you go back to like early Markiplier, that was his personality.
Yeah.
I'd say it kind of died away more when Five Nights at Freddy's came out, but you could kind of still see where, especially where it's like, for the night shift. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah. I'm talking more so of like just his like reactions to like certain games.
Right, like remember when I was showing you fucking Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy is a good example. Yeah. Like old Markiplier would have been like, come on, gotta get up.
I feel like he would do like a whole freaking like Willful Worstache kind of thing with that.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Imagine we watch the Iron Lung movie and there's fucking it's like all of his original characters.
Because like that was like his because that was like his whole thing when he first started was Willful Worstache. If you think about it,
right? It's still kind of his YouTube.
Yeah, but I can't remember
what's it called? Profile picture, because it has a purple mustache.
Or YouTube icon or something like that.
Yeah, because it has a purple mustache.
Yeah, but like it's just. But then like with videos that he makes now, I mean, I haven't watched a lot of like his newer stuff just because it doesn't really intrigue me as much. But for me, like as like you guys can say like, oh, it doesn't make me a true fan if I still don't watch his videos that much anymore, or at least his newer ones. But like I at least still like it still gives that comforting, appreciative feeling like okay, like he's still uploading, you know?
Right. Honestly, I'm gonna say I think after he's done with the Iron Lung movie, I think he's quitting YouTube. That's my guess.
Once I think I've talked about this before. I feel like once Markiplier like actually like is done with YouTube, that's gonna go back for me when like Undertaker was done with wrestling. And it's gonna feel the same way when freaking Ivan Moody's freaking done with Five Finger Death Punch.
It's gonna feel the same way when Corey Taylor's no longer singing Slipknot.
Oh yeah, yeah, because he's been there forever.
Not only that, their new album's called The End of the Beginning, or The Beginning of the End.
Or it's the end so far, isn't that?
I think so.
I think that was.
I haven't listened to the new album.
The new album, it's not their best, but I listened to a few songs. A lot of people said that a lot of people shit on it just because it's like, oh, this doesn't sound like Slipknot, it's not heavy enough. See, that's the kind of like metal fans that piss me off. It's like, I like to call them the toxic masculinity of metal.
Wow, to all that. Ugh. I was trying to say, wow, talk about a growth and maturity ever since the, what video? The Dan Vasc video that we first did.
Oh, yeah. Well, because, like, for me, it's like, okay, like, the kind of metal I'm into, like, yeah, like, I appreciate heavy, but also I appreciate, like, melodic, you know, like, and I appreciate songs that are, like, heavy all the way through, you know, but, like, I just hate, like, the certain fans that shit on certain music just because it's not heavy enough. Metal isn't always about it always being heavy.
Right.
It's not like that. That's what people misinterpret it with metal all the time. I mean, yeah, they might think that because of what they see from other people or like from what they see online, but that's not really.
Dude, here's the type of people I hate within the heavy metal community is if you're just getting started listening to a band and you like them and then you buy a merchandise.
Yeah.
Of like a shirt and the shirt says, you know, like Nirvana is actually a good example.
Yeah.
If you see a girl walking around near wearing a Nirvana shirt, and then you'll hear those people that are like, "Oh, you're wearing a Nirvana shirt. Name 5 songs." And they say like, "Oh, I don't know any of them," and they're like, "Oh, so you're not a Nirvana fan? Take off the shirt." Where it's like, it's just a shirt.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain didn't die for this. He died for himself. Well, but also at the same time, it's like. Another one too is where it's like you name the 5 songs and they're like, oh, that's their most iconic, that doesn't count.
Yeah, it's like it's still on their fucking 5. It's like, you know.
Right, it's like I've heard that from while I was getting into Slipknot. Custer is still one of my favorite songs by them. My taste has changed, and my favorite song by them now is probably I Am Hated from the Iowa album. That one was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I finally finished that album.
Mine's Devil and I.
But I remember, while Custer was my favorite for a while, I was talking with this guy. He's like, name your 5 favorite Slipknot songs. So I'm like, Custer's number 1, People Equal Shit, Psychosocial.
Psychosocial's not one of my favorites too.
Duality, and...
Duality's a good one.
I'm trying to remember what my 5th one was. Wait and Bleed.
Yeah, I knew that one too.
So, like, I told him that, and then he's like, oh, you're not a true fan because those are their most famous songs.
Well, it's like, well, like, the reason why it is their most famous song is because that's how many people like those songs. Like,
right, it's like
there's a reason, like, when someone, like, recommends, like, one of their songs, it's always gonna be the most popular because that's what people recommend because that's what the most people like, you know?
Dude, I also hate the fucking people that are like, oh, you're not a fan of emo or you're not a fan of heavy because you don't listen to this band, this band, this band, this band.
Yeah.
My sister was like that for a long time too. I listened to a few emo bands. I showed you some, Set It Off. I loved Set It Off. And even a lot of emo YouTube channels reacted to Set It Off, and some of them were like, not my style, but some of them were like, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
And I showed that to my sister, and she's like, yeah, but that's just their opinion. It's still not truly emo. Like, my sister's fucking Gerard way making the calls.
No, that.
Or, like, I remember asking her, like, can you show me some songs? And then she's like, no, you're not a fan of it if you have to have other people show you the songs. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's like you coming up to me where it's like, what is it? Where it's like, that's like you coming up to me where it's like, hey, I'm about to work. You might show me where I could get like a good pair of lace boots. And I'm like, oh, you're not truly working if you need me to show you where to get boots. You need to get started and shit before you could do anything. I could understand that, but don't fucking gatekeep.
Yeah.
People gatekeeped Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. I feel like people would gatekeep on things and anything that they have knowledge of just to make themselves sound smart or something like that.
Dude, honestly, Nirvana was actually the biggest one I think everyone does, where it's like you're wearing a Nirvana shirt and then they're like, name a song, and then you'll say it smells like Teen Spirit. And then they're like, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Have you ever ran into those type of people, though?
I think, well, because, not like that, but it reminds me of the one day me, you, and Zach went to Zoe's, a coffee place. And one of the guys that was working there saw my jacket or my hoodie, and he's like, okay, and told me to name like a few of my favorite like Undertaker moments.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was with you. I remember that.
Yeah.
And you were just put on the spot out of nowhere, so you're stuttering like fuck. I needed to like come prepared for this.
Yeah. Well, because like even like because there's like I don't know, because there's like so many like if you said like his matches, I would probably like respond faster. But like with his moments, he has like so many iconic moments throughout his career. It's hard to pick like one of my favorite ones.
Let's see. I think right. It's like especially when people are like, name your like top 5 favorite moments from sports.
Yeah.
And then it's like you watch it a lot, so it's like you're racing your mind trying to like remember the entire history of it, of like that specific event. I think music is just the easiest to gatekeep because there's more music than anything. Because if you try gatekeeping a movie, it's fucking stupid.
Or like a movie series or something like that.
Star Wars, oh my god.
See, I wouldn't know shit from Star Wars.
Here's like the 3 types of people when it comes to Star Wars. You have you have people that say if you like the sequels, so the ones with Ray William Johnson.
Yeah.
That you're not a true Star Wars fan. They have people that say, oh, if you like the prequels, they're going to say the CGI was bad and the acting was shit. And they're going to say if you like the originals, that you don't appreciate good choreography. And it's like, there's no fucking winning sometimes.
Yeah. That's how it is with wrestling. Like, wrestling is terrible with that. Oh my god.
Dude, I can imagine that too with like the factions and stuff.
Well, not only that, it's just that, like, if I had to pick 3 different types of wrestling fans, one, there's the ones that complain about fucking finding anything about to complain about. Second, there's ones that think that they could book the wrestlers or, like, book the storylines better than the original writers. And then there's, if I had to pick a third one, it would probably be the fucking ones that just... I don't know, just, like, there's something that I kind of, like, hated about wrestling, even though, again, like, I was guilty of it growing up, just because I was being growing up, is that there's a very, when, like, especially when you get introduced to wrestling very young, there's just, because obviously when you watch something young, like, you kind of put out an example of, like, you know, like, kind of like a kid watching a kid's show, like, of how, like, they should see things, or, like, you know, it really does bring out just this very big, like, egotistical shit, because that's kind of what it is.
Not only that, like, when people are like, oh, since these guys are doing like fake fighting, I could take them in a fight type people.
Yeah, and not only that, just like there's one that like constantly like talk shit, because there is a lot of shit talking in wrestling, but that's what.
But it's like they will degrade every other wrestler besides their favorite.
Yeah, but like because like that was the reason why my mom didn't allow me to watch it for so long, until she started to rush to. She started to let me watch it at home, just because she slowly started to see that, like, okay, like, I know what the product is, but I still enjoy it. Like, yeah, like, I know it's not real, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah, I understand you. That's how it was with my dad with weed. I don't know what the product is. I enjoy it, though.
Oh, my God. Yeah, but, like, and see, like, that's, like, thing, because I think I first found out that wrestling was scripted or staged or something.
Did that break your heart when you found out?
It didn't really break my heart. I was more so shocked than anything, but I still enjoyed watching it. I think that's what, like, I think that's like the final, like, testament to see if, like, you're a true fan or not. Because I've heard like a lot of fans stopped watching because like, oh, it's not real. It's like, well, do you want someone to fucking bash your skull in with an actual legit chair?
I mean, to be fair, if we're talking about like human history and the stuff that we watch, we used to watch executions for fun. Like, for example, we used to burn people at the stake, used to hang them. If we want to go further back, and this kind of ties into wrestling, the Colosseum, where grown men who were on trial in prison were going day after day either killing each other or fighting fucking bears and lions. Like, kind of getting killed or hurt has kind of been like human tradition of watching.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's amazing if you go back to like those type of times. Seeing someone dead was so average.
Oh wait, I need to find this because it reminds me of this freaking video from one of this from these comedian guys.
When I was talking with Red about something like that, she's like kids are so desensitized because of like Call of Duty and stuff like that, of like, you know, seeing people die all the time in those games, or like killing people all the time in those games, that you kind of like, you don't think anything of death at that point. You just kind of like normalize it in a weird way.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was in like those that is exactly how it was in those ancient times. You saw people die left and right.
I'm trying to find the freaking, where's the no, it's not. Where the fuck is it?
What are you trying to look for?
It's I found it on my freaking Instagram feed. So I'm not trying to hold up the podcast for anything, but I really thought I should find this. I should have saved it. God, I hate when you try to you think it's easy to find this one thing, but then you can't fucking find it, and it starts to piss you off because it's like, where is it? The one thing that you're looking for that you can't find. Like, what the fuck? But well, if I can't find it, I'll try to explain it the best I can. But the reason I was trying to find the video is because the comedian guy himself said it. Obviously said but better, but he was talking about people talking about like, pro wrestling is fake, or like pro wrestling sucks because it's fake, or like something like that. And then he was talking about how like pro wrestling is not fake. It's staged with top tier professionals that perform to win 10 pounds of gold or something like that.
Right.
And then he was like, oh, but then you go to watch the freaking Bachelor or something like that every week for freaking a guy. I never watched the show, so I can't explain it like he did. But
I think I know the show you're talking about, where he's like there's a joke like that by a comedian about women's basketball, where he's like, you guys want to say, oh, you guys aren't watching enough like women's sports, and it's like, you know, feminist movement, and it's like, even when it comes down to feminist movement, they need men to do shit for them.
Or like the joke when you shit on pro wrestling because it's not real, but yet you watch The Bachelor every week expecting love is real.
No, right.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Where it's like, but even like about that man joke, where it's like, but even then, you need men to help out with feminism. Where it's like, why aren't the men doing more? And it's like, it's feminism. It's your thing, not ours. But then he was saying, like, and you need us to watch women's basketball? You guys rather stay at home and watch the fucking Kardashians than women's basketball. And you're like, why are these basketball players getting paid more than the women's? Like, because no one wants to watch women's basketball.
Freaking.
Honestly, there's been a few women's sports I've seen, but only at like my school. So like women's basketball and volleyball I've seen. Women's basketball at my brother's school when I visited, and women's volleyball at my old school when I went one night.
God, could I not find the fucking...
Sorry, I feel bad. I'm texting someone right now.
Oh no, and I'm not trying to hold the podcast
Right, it's
either.
we need to find a
cause...
way to entertain people.
No, it's not that. I was seeing if I could still try to find the video, and I'm not seeing it anywhere.
I'll do the halftime for you.
Do you know how it goes?
I mean,
you've heard me like do it 10 times.
I guess imagine me like Lexian on Markiplier's channel, or not Lexian, Ethan on Markiplier's channel. Just hey.
You don't have to do it the way I do it. Just like generic advertising. Just mention the podcast, my main channel, and
Allstate. Like, are you in good hands? Fuck.
You're in good hands. It fucking drops your phone.
Right.
Guess you're not in good hands if you drop your phone.
Yeah, you're right. It was because of the car accident. Fuck you, Allstate.
Oh my god.
But yeah. So thank you for watching as far as you have. Here, I'll go into my advertisement voice. If you like watching a man scream "fuck" at everything that happens, that's me. If you like hearing the man that says "frick" in all of his videos, that's him. Quite literally, you censor yourself so often.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you turn into a Christian dad whenever you play a video game. You're like, frick, oh golly, he's chasing after me. Oh geez. You genuinely say oh geez when you play video games sometimes. And if you like seeing both of us at the same time saying fucking frick, that's a nice rhyme. Subscribe. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe. You know where the button is. We don't have to tell you. It is down below, though. Click a notification bell. If you have nothing better to do with your life, that's the only reason why people watch YouTube. You could find his own channel by his name, Jacob Doll. Just add the EYs. And you could find his channel. I think he has it in his description. I don't know. I don't really remember how these videos go.
It's in the description.
It is in the description, as my manager just told me.
Oh, wait. I think I finally fucking found it. Okay, but you can finish it up, though.
Oh, thank you. Now, welcome back to the Dr. Pepper podcast.
Honestly, that's what we should have named it.
That is such a good name now that I say that out loud.
Fucking 2 years of the podcast and we never thought of that.
Brisk Bros.
Oh my god. Fucking hell.
Dude, the Dr. Pepper podcast would go
the
hard,
Dr.
though.
Pepper buddies.
Dude, imagine the not the advertisement, but the merchandise for that, too.
Bro, freaking Dr. Pepper sponsors us every week just for the name.
They put our, like, faces on a bottle or some shit. Like, Dude Perfect.
Oh my god, freaking...
I mean, Dude Perfect, DP, Dr. Pepper.
Okay, but this is,
Professional wrestling is not fake.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so let me turn it up. That way the mic can hear it too, but,
Professional wrestling is not fake. It is intense, combative choreography performed by highly trained professional athletes with the utmost precision and dramatic flair in front of an energetic audience. That's professional wrestling. You want fake? Watch The Bachelor. That's the fakest garbage on television. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. You tell me which is more realistic. Professional wrestling. 2 grown men or women fighting over 10 pounds of gold that they can proudly wear around their waist. Or The Bachelor. A former third-string quarterback and an Instagram model / flight attendant who don't even know each other, wearing all white for some reason, riding horseback, getting drunk off free Captain Morgans, all in the hope to get 1 rose from that douchebag? That's realistic. And people go, Johnny, you watch wrestling and believe it's real? I'm like, you watch The Bachelor and believe love is real? Get out of here.
That's a fucking good one.
Professional
you watch The Bachelor and believe love is real?
Get the fuck out of here.
Professional wrestling is not fake.
Like that video real quick.
No, it's more like you watch The Bachelor and you think no one's afraid of love?
Oh, man, that freaking... if anything, that's like the one thing I'm afraid of. I don't know, but freaking, what were we talking about before the freaking... Hey, we were talking about music. Yeah, because then we talked about the freaking... We were talking about Star Wars, the 3 kinds of people, and I was talking about the 3 kinds of people, and freaking... pro wrestling or wrestling in general. But yeah, so yeah, and also another thing that was kind of all over the place or everywhere this week was the freaking eclipse.
Yeah. Dude, when that was happening, I didn't have anything to look at it, so I was taking like 2-second glances into it to see. And the entire time I'm like, I wonder if it's covering the sun right now. No!
Because they said it was more so happening towards like the East Coast, like
it was kind of like going in that pattern.
For us, it was kind of going like that.
No, I mean, we still had good coverage. We had 78% coverage from it, so it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
You know when the next eclipse is supposed to happen in America? Like 2044, I think, or like
yeah, because I remember the last big eclipse was like 2017.
You know that there's a eclipse story with Christopher Columbus?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know how Christopher Columbus is a fucking douchebag?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and how he raped Native Americans and stuff like that? Oh, if you didn't know, Christopher Columbus once fucked a beluga. Or not a beluga, but what are they called? Some type of I think it might have been a beluga. And he thought it was a mermaid because it looked like they had knees. Yeah, so fun fact, Christopher Columbus has fucked a fish. And we gave this man a holiday.
Your pussy smells like
The only
fish.
reason why we give a fuck about him, he gives us a day off from school.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, why do you think everyone loves Martin Luther King Jr.?
Because he had a dream, I don't know.
You know, actually, Martin Luther King Jr. and you know who Malcolm X is, then?
Yeah.
They were, that was the inspiration behind Professor Xavier and Magneto.
Yeah.
Because Malcolm X, Magneto, you know, and the way that mutants are discriminated against, like forcefully fighting for mutants' rights, whereas peacefully for Professor X.
Yeah.
But so Christopher Columbus was somewhere, I think, like South America, because his ship was damaged. He's trading with the natives there, who were pretty indigenous, but they were still willing to trade. And then they realized Christopher Columbus was basically fucking scamming them by not giving them that much, but he was still asking for a lot.
Yeah.
And it got to the point that they just stopped trading with him altogether and then started to steal from fucking Columbus. And then he said, if you don't stop and give me what I want, something terrible is going to happen from your gods. And he knew this because he had like a pendulum or something that was supposed to calculate when an eclipse was supposed to happen. And wouldn't you know, 6 days an eclipse was supposed to happen. And so he planned a meeting with them when the eclipse was going to happen. And then everything went dark. And then they're like, oh, fuck. The gods are angry, so then they gave him free shit, and then he basically left. There's some things around that. Honestly, if I felt nice kind of watching the eclipse. I was getting giddy about it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of made me feel like a kid again, in the sense of like getting excited for something happening.
Yeah.
I really want to see a total eclipse though, where it's like nothing but black.
Yeah.
I would love to see an eclipse like that.
Well, I think. Well, wasn't that the one we had in 2017? The total eclipse.
No, this was also total eclipse.
Oh.
But back in 2017, no, total eclipse is where it's like it's entirely blocked out.
Yeah.
Like it gets like it's all black because of like the sun's covered.
Yeah.
That's a total eclipse. The ones where it's like it gets so dark that you no longer have to wear your glasses.
Yeah. It was so weird. 'Cause I remember the one in 2017. Freaking.
You know another thing that sucked during that time? We could have gone up to Wyoming and saw the total eclipse, where it's like entirely black. It was that close to Colorado.
Huh. Damn. But I remember when the one in 2017. I remember I was at school because.
Yeah, I was at school too.
Yeah, when it was happening, and I remember once we stepped outside, it looked like it was like 7 p.m. But like it was like 2 or like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I don't know why, but I was like so like just like mind blown by that. And they're like, "Oh, don't look up because freaking it'll blind you."
Right.
And then so that's why because I was so freaking worried about that. I walked outside looking at the ground the entire time.
Dude, I was looking up at that bare fucking eyed.
Oh my god.
Like, while it was happening, here's my plan, because for some reason I thought characters with the eye patches were cool, so I thought, I'm gonna blind myself in my left eye. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
So I have, like, the thing on my right eye, and then I'm looking up at the sun with my left eye, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. And my teacher came to me and was like, Kirby, what the fuck are you doing? If you do that, you're gonna go inside. And it was like, I wanted to see the eclipse. So I was like, fine. Yeah, I put my glasses on correctly.
I don't know, but freaking, I was just worried about that, just because like I was already blind enough as I was at 12.
Not only that, knowing you're like, you'd still have like that small fucking sunbeam concentrated on your glasses, burning your.
I can't even like when the sun's in my eyes, even just regularly. I have to be like, oh my god, like I gotta like freaking readjust. It takes like my eyes to readjust like a lot longer. I feel like, just because my eyes are just that fucked up.
Right, it's like a flashbang.
Yeah. And, like even just seeing the sun regularly, I'm just like, ugh. But I can only imagine my eyesight has gotten 10 times worse since I was 12. And I'm 19 now, so I still have to fucking wear glasses. I'm going to have to wear glasses or contacts for the rest of my life. I'm going to have to.
No, you could get laser eye surgery. You could
Fuck
become
that.
Superman.
Fuck that. Surgeries terrify me. Like, that's one of my biggest fears. I guess one of my biggest fears of why behind that is because that supposedly, like, it's very rare, but you can, like, wake up, like, no surgery or something like that.
That's pretty rare. Like, there'd have to be a mistake with the anesthesia. Either that or your body just develops a tolerance. But speaking of surgeries, can you open up your mouth for me? Like, all the way. Wisdom teeth
Okay.
is why I'm asking. 'Cause it's in the back. You need to put your tongue down. Oh, yeah. I think your wisdom teeth are growing in. They are.
Oh, shit.
No, dude, you're going to have to get wisdom teeth surgery. Because if you don't, the way that they're... You could go to a dentist, at least, to get an opinion.
Yeah.
But the thing is that some wisdom teeth, instead of it going straight down, or some of them will grow from the bottom, too. Some people just don't have wisdom teeth like that or that for some reason. Some of them grow in, like that when you try to close your mouth at your teeth, you have that thing stopping it in the back, for one. Or second... The way it grows in, it pushes the rest of your teeth forward and it fucks up your teeth. So it's like, if you want to keep the teeth you have now, and you have nice teeth, by the way.
Thank you.
You have like perfectly shaped teeth.
Do I?
Yeah, you have like pretty normal teeth. You need a floss.
It's so weird because like it was almost like guaranteed that you have to get braces when I was like 11.
Really?
It was almost like guaranteed.
Bro, yeah, you have like, compared to my teeth, like I have kind of crooked teeth. Like, look down here. It's like crooked.
Yeah. Well, because my mom had braces at one point, same with my brother. My sister got lucky, and apparently I got lucky because it was one of the things I was so fucking terrified of because I hate the dentist. But somehow I dodged that bullet, and for some reason now I have like good teeth that don't need braces. So.
You would have hated braces for sure by what I've heard because my stepsister had braces.
Yeah.
But to be honest, they do help. Either that or you could also get Invisalign.
Oh yeah.
Or what's it called? From that Bo Burnham song. Oh, no, yeah, it is Invisalign. Cause it's like, when I ask when you suck my dick, you take out your Invisalign first. Come on. Such a relatable quote. Don't you hate it when she's sucking on your shit and you realize she has braces? Man, call that Monopoly go to jail card.
It's like a cheese grater to the dick.
Fuck,
I can only imagine that's what it would feel like.
I mean, considering the fact that we call the tip the head, you literally are fuck starting your face with the cheese grater.
Oh.
There we go. That's a YouTube. That's a TikTok clip.
But freaking, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about how freaking, because I know at some point I'm probably gonna have to get from what you're saying, I probably would have to get my wisdom teeth taken out. Once that happens, freaking, I'm gonna do what freaking Mark and Ethan did and make a whole video about that because those videos are just gold, mainly just because of the entire time of them being put under anesthesia or whatever.
Dude, I feel so bad. When I went to go get my wisdom teeth surgery done, we went to like this low down place that specializes in it specifically, and it wasn't bad. They did everything good, but here's the reason why I think you'd hate it. This is what helps me is because you guys might know by the way I talk, I used to get high all the fucking time. I'm actually sober. I could pass a drug test. It kills me every day. I want to kill myself every day. But here's the thing: when they do your wisdom teeth surgery, they can't give you the anesthesia masks.
Yeah.
So they have to do that. They have to do that tube in your wrist.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's what I did. I was so nervous. Like, I'm shaking in my chair because, like, I didn't know what I was going to expect. And apparently my sister did it without what I chose. She just, I mean, she's used to it, but she went fucking straight needle and fucking wrist. And she's like, oh, I didn't feel anything. Fuck you. But I was, like, shaking. I'm, like, having a hard time breathing. And then there was, like, this pretty hot nurse there. And that's crucial to this story because she came out and she's like, she had a southern accent, too. She's like, do you need a laughing gas, honey? I can't do a southern accent, so I'm like, yes. I'm like 15 at the time, too. They gave me the laughing gas, and when it goes on, I'm like, all right, I need to make sure I get as much as I can. So I keep it to my mouth. I'm going like, oh my god. Like, I'm not even trying to get high. I'm just, like, trying to relax. It kicked in immediately. I'm in my chair. I'm like, and then the nurse comes by. I'm like, you're so hot. And she's like, oh, okay. And keep in mind, I have a photo of what my hair looked like that day, too.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. I don't have it on my fucking phone. But, dude, okay, then I'm laying there. And then he's like, are you ready for the needle? And I'm like, huh? And then I'm like, huh. It just felt like, kind of like a bee sting, but it's like, you're too high to care, kind of is what it felt like.
Kind of like a tattoo, maybe.
And then it's like, I'm going to see how long I could stay awake. No, legit, that's how it went. I was like, let me see how long I can stay awake. And then I fell asleep. They did the surgery. When I woke up, my mom said I was suspicious. I did the same thing with the nurse. Floated with her in my fucking drunken state. And then fucking, my mom turns to me and I go, I love you. And then I tried kissing her, but instead of kissing her, like doing that with my lips, I just put my face against the side of her face. And then fucking, here, hold this. And then as they're trying to get me out of the thing, I'm like, ugh. And then my arm's back like this, and then Katie grabbed my arm, so I'm dangling like this. Then my mom goes to my other side, they're carrying me out, and I'm like a fucking drunk guy right now. I'm like, and this kid's passing by, I notice he's wearing shorts, I was like, oh, you like that thing? Me too. And then I get into the car, and then I'm kind of sensing at this point. I kind of remember stuff that's going on. I'm getting some function. I pass the fuck out again. I'm tired as shit. And then apparently fucking... Yeah, so we're getting medication in Walgreens because you have to take medication after your wisdom teeth. Yeah. And they sew it, by the way. The hole's closed, but they have dissolvable string, so you don't need some people do actual string. So mine just went away. And then I'm in the car, in the backseat asleep. Katie's in the passenger seat because my mom's in driving my prescription. Keep in mind, my stepmom is a war veteran from Iraq with severe PTSD. I almost got punched doing this. Where she looks at the mirror and I basically Undertaker cough and rise up just... And then I put my face like in between the two fucking doors. I look at her and I go, Katie. She fucking jumps and her fist is like this, inches away from my face. I didn't even flinch because I'm that fucking inebriated. And she goes, Kirby, you scared the shit out of me. I was like, I love you. And then I went to sleep again, and then when I woke back up, I'm back home. And at this point, I finally regained my function, and I feel like shit. Yeah. Like, when you get off of anesthesia, where they're like, yeah, doc, I'm feeling great. That is a fucking lie.
Like a hangover?
It's like... It's kind of like that morning after you, me, and Zach smoked.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, I couldn't work because my stomach hurt. That's what it was like. And I had an empty stomach, too. So then I'm like, bring me a grilled cheese. What? Grill me a cheese. And you can't have solid food.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I think Mark was like talking about that in his video.
Right, so I ended up just eating a shit ton of mashed potatoes, dude. Like a fuck ton of mashed potatoes. Then this is how I got close with my cats. Actually, was that day. You remember my cat Rizzo, the white one?
Yeah.
With the blue eyes, the one who went blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's passed away. If you guys didn't know, she was my favorite cat. I have my two cats on me because I'm sitting in the living room with a bowl of mashed potatoes, and of course my cats want the fucking food. We're not supposed to give them food. I'm still kind of coming off my fucking high. So my mom's like, here, if you just take your finger and give them a little bit of mashed potatoes, they'll love it. So I did that. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So now I'm feeding my cats fucking mashed potatoes off my fingers. And then Rizzo fell in love with me after that day.
Oh.
Yeah, because that was her thing, was whenever I was cooking mashed potatoes at home, she would come up to me because she recognized the smell, and I'd be like, don't tell Mom. And then it got to the point that she was just hanging around me because she thought I had mashed potatoes, and then she's like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. And then it got to the point that she chased me to my room, but I got lucky avoiding one surgery. I was supposed to have surgery on my right hand.
Yeah.
Because I broke my hand. I was fighting with my brothers. Like, fucking fighting to the death. And my brother did that bitch move that you pull whenever we're roughhousing with the fucking...
Oh, that's always the youngest sibling signature move.
Right, and he was the youngest sibling, so as he's down, I'm just thinking, I'm gonna Randy Orton his ass. So then I literally jump on top of him doing this whole thing. He gets me just enough, bends my finger back all the way, and then he breaks my knuckle.
Oh.
And then I'm like... And then my brothers are like, you're fine. And to be fair, I just beat the shit out of them. And then I'm like, yeah, I think I'm fine. And then I'm trying to play video games afterwards.
Oh, God.
And then I'm trying to fucking press the trigger, and I'm like, it hurts pressing the trigger. And my brothers are like, stop babying it. It's gonna hurt more if you baby it. My dad said that to me, too.
Yeah.
And I told Dad, like, Dad, I think my hand's broken. And he looked at my hand. It is fucking purple and blue all the way around. He's like, just put some ice on it. You'll be fine. My dad was the fucking nurse at high schools. So then I go to my mom's, and I'm like, Mom, I think my hand's broken. And then she takes me to urgent care, not believing me. And then they're like, oh, yeah, he has a broken hand. And my mom's like, what? And then they're like, you got lucky, because I was going through, like, my start of puberty. I'm 15, by the way. I had a late fucking start. Thank God. But it's a bone, because when you're a baby, you have you have bones that kind of, like, start to grow and form.
Yeah.
You have a growth plate right there that forms with your body growing. My bone broke at the growth plate, and they said if you were not a kid and you were a full-grown adult, or if you were like a few years older, we would have had to do surgery on your hand in order to fix it. And it was annoying being in the cast. I fucking hated it.
Well, I guess thank God I didn't, but I almost would have gotten surgery on my bum.
I remember that story.
I don't know if I've ever told you guys that, because I've just been so fucking embarrassed to, like...
Tell the audience today?
I mean, might as well, because fucking...
I think they know about your...
Okay, so for those of you guys that don't know, you might hear the guys always making jokes about me having a finger or a hand up my ass. Yeah, the thing that Hunter does, yeah, that. So, the backstory behind that, I can't remember. I was like 11. Yeah, this was like January 2017.
Oh, you were 11, bro. You were raped. Holy shit.
So, I don't know where I just started getting severe like pain. Like,
was your proctologist a guitarist? Because you just fingered a minor.
But I remember I had like severe pain in my gut, and every time I would try to, go to the bathroom, I wouldn't go. So I was constipated. But like I was so like unaware of like, cause I don't know, I was just weird when I was younger about like certain things about like I wasn't paying attention to my body, of like how I was feeling and whatnot. I thought it was just like stomach ache or anything or things like that. But 2 weeks goes by, and it gets to the point, and I never knew this until it happened to me, that like you can be constipated for so fucking long that you can turn actually fucking ill from it.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's what happened to me. I started getting severely sick. I got so backed up. I was throwing everything up that I would digest, because I was just so backed up. My body couldn't hold any of it because I was just so backed up. And then I had a few doctor visits. That was helped for a little, but then it didn't make it go away. And then I just remember one day when I visited was when like, okay, like this is kind of like our last resort, but like if this doesn't work, we also have like a last resort thing. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, they didn't tell me that because I was such a young kid and they didn't want to freak me out, but they still had to do what they had to do. But oh my god! So the day that I had my what do you call it? Fucking when they just kind of just put your hand in there and kind of just. It's not It's not technically prostate exam. I mean,
it technically is.
Yeah.
But it isn't at the same time.
But it's the closest thing that I can, So the day I kind of had my prostate exam, they had, one of those freaking doctor office like beds that have like the cheap like paper. Yeah.
Dude.
I hate those so much to this very day just because of this experience.
I actually just realized there's a surgery I did forget to talk about. My toe.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever told you about that one.
I don't know if you ever know.
Yeah, so when I was younger, because I used to chew my fingernails, if I ran out of fingernails, I'd chew my toenails. And then it got to the point that, like, where my toe was, like, regularly right there, it was down in half. And when it started growing back, instead of it being, like, that shell that's, like, even on the sides, it grew like that up into the top corners, where it's, like, say if you were kicking right here, those parts, that's where it was growing into. And I spent and I had ingrown toenails, or an ingrown toe before, and what you do, if it grows back properly, the nail, you'll still have, like, buildup. Yeah. You take a needle, and then you poke that bubble that's in your toe, or your finger even, on either side, and then you drain it in Epsom salt. And I did that with a thumbtack once. That hurt like a bitch. And I did it again another night, because it got into the point on my right foot, it got bad. My band-aid just dropped. I need that. I actually genuinely need that, though.
The fact that it probably blends in... Oh, wait, no, it's right there. It's right there.
It does blend in, though.
Yeah, it does blend in with the floor.
So, and I tried all night. I mean, I was up all night, and it was a school night, too, trying to fucking pop my ingrown toenail. And I did it, but none of that pain was fucking going away. Yeah. So then I told my mom the next morning, like, it isn't working for me. And then my mom's like, okay, let's take you to a doctor. This was a different urgent care, because I was a young kid, so this is like family urgent care. Yeah. Next to the McDonald's on 10th Street, if you go further down to the police station. Oh, yeah. The family walk-in clinic. And then I'm taken to one of those tables, and then here was what fucking sucked. He knows what I came in for. The doctor took a look at both of my toes. He said one of them was fine because I popped that one already. That hurt like a bitch. And then the other one, it was popped, but it was still inflamed. So then he said, all right, we're going to have to remove your toenail. Jeez. So he came in, and then he had 3 fucking syringes. And then he's like, you're going to hate this. And my mom said, you could swear for this one. And so I'm just looking up at the ceiling, bracing myself. As soon as and here's the thing, he went for like the inside one too, because it was fat. And then I felt him go in and squeeze it in. Ooh. And then, oh no, it gets worse. He did the top, and then he did the right. So we got through all sides evenly. And here's how they remove an ingrown toenail. They stick this file from your toe. Like, say if this is your toe, they take this, like, file or this long thing, stick it all the way down inside your toe like that, but down further, like, to the point where it's, like, up there, or, like, up there, kind of. Yeah, like, under the nail. So that way they can loosen it up. And then what they do, they take scissors, and then they cut it in half. And keep in mind, the scissors are also still going into that same fucking spot underneath your fucking toenail. I still get shivers through it.
Fucking Sid the Sloth there for a second. What the fuck?
It freaks me out. And then what they do, they take pliers and then they literally pull your toenail off on one half and pull the other off. Oh. Luckily, here's the thing though. I was, because those needles that they put in was to numb the pain. So I wasn't feeling it, and I was looking up at the ceiling the entire time. My mom's fucking recording it. She's like, Kirby's so brave for getting this done. Meanwhile, he's playing the shots. I'm like, motherfucker! And then at the end of it, he showed me the bag of my toenail, and I don't know why, because I was a weird kid. I'm like, can I keep that? And he's like, no. It's a fun fact though. After wisdom teeth surgery, you get to keep your teeth.
Yeah, that is one thing that
If you remember, I tried giving you my wisdom teeth.
So, because I know at some point we'll have to do it done, but that will be a future video, because I think you guys will love the hell out of that. Just because, like, whenever because like that, because I'm going to tell you guys, or just in case, if, like, you and the guys are there, or not, like, but, like, if I want to ask why you guys are there, or just tell them, like, you have my permission to record the whole fucking thing, because it's going to be gold. I can only imagine, freaking, because videos of just people under anesthesia is just fucking hysterical. I don't know why, but it's always so fun to me, but... yeah, we're almost about an hour, but if I make it quick, I'll do the story of when I got my colonoscopy or fucking prostate exam, or the hell you want to call it. So yeah, so I was like 11, about to turn 12, because it was like the beginning of 2017. So I was like 11, almost 12. And I remember...
You know, now that you say that, I just kind of put something weird together. The same year your dad died, you got fingered.
Yeah. Yeah, so what happened was, when I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of us, like, kids are, like, we don't really, like, at least I was this way, I didn't really pay attention to, like, what's, like, what I'm feeling in my body a whole lot until
it gets bad.
It gets bad.
Right. In a weird way, when you're a kid, though, it's like, I kind of feel good, but then when you get that stomach pain, you're like, it'll probably go away tomorrow, because that's how it usually is for kids. Because
when you think of when someone's constipated, it doesn't last that long.
Right.
But when I was constipated for 2 straight weeks. And it got so bad to the point that I got ill, because you can get seriously fucking ill when you're backed up like that. So it started to get to the point where, like, I would have fevers, I would throw up, basically anything that I would digest, because I was just so backed up.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so it got to the point, like, cause my mom, she's very, serious about, like, health, so, like, we were trying all kinds of things at home. She said for me to even try coffee, because coffee does help.
Make you shit.
Even though I hated it at the time, that didn't work. So then Mom was.
You still kind of hate coffee.
I just like iced coffee. I don't know why.
See, I understand it, but also at the same time, it's like, that's such a basic answer.
But like, tried coffee, that didn't work, and then Mom's like, okay, then we're gonna take you to the doctor's office. So what happened there was they didn't tell me what was going on, because they didn't want to tell a fucking 11, 12-year-old. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my hand up your ass. Even though, well, like, I forgot his name, but shout out to the doctor, because freaking I would imagine being in his spot, for freaking putting his hand up a 11, 12-year-old's ass. It was so bad. I remember that, like, they were kind of sugarcoating what was going to happen, just because, they weren't trying to freak me out or anything. And I remember because they told me that I had to lay down I had to lay down on my stomach. And then, I don't know, but I just kept hearing, like, kind of, like, low chatter from, like, the doctor and my mom. And then, like, out of nowhere, because, like, I just remember hearing, like, oh, this is gonna hurt, okay? And then the mom was like, do you want to hold my hand? And I was like, I freaking, like, grasped onto my mom's hand, like, squeezing it, because I was in pain. And slowly, I just start feeling it. And my breathing got heavier. I was clenching my face. I was burying my face.
Were you clenching your ass while this was happening too?
I was trying so hard not to, just because I know what he was trying. I knew what he was trying to do, but, like, it hurt so fucking bad to the point I was kind of like
crying.
Not like crying, but like kind of like moaning and grunting in pain.
Where it's like,
yeah, like that. And so, and like I was burying my head into the freaking bed, and I was holding on to my mom's hand so fucking tight. And then
maybe if doctors gave us, like, comfortable cushions to lay on at their office when you're inside those buildings, maybe I'd be less afraid of the fucking doctor.
Yeah. But, like, it was so crazy, because once, like, it was crazy because, like, I knew when he was done before he said it, just because I could feel him pulling out. As bad as that sounds, before he said he was done, I knew he was done because I felt him pulling out. And when he did that, oh my god, the amount of relief my body felt, because at that exact moment I was like, oh shit, I feel like I can shit now. So I remember when we went back home, I don't know why I remember this exact number, but I took a total of like 8 like massive shits. And that like helped, and then like right after I was like done with that, I was like, oh my god, my ass just feels like it's on fire with how much I've been pooping. And Mom was like, by the way, he was telling me if that didn't work, you would have to have surgery. And when she told me that, I was like, my eyes got all big. I was like, thank God, because like that sucked, but like I went to be like, oh yeah, I had surgery on my asshole, and I was 11 or 12.
I know how I got these scars.
We'll see all these stitches. Since I was a kid, they made the stitches into a smiley face.
Oh yeah, actually another one I forgot. My tooth went through my lip once.
Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's been, I think, the only time I've almost gotten surgery from, but also one of the only times I've been like seriously ill like that. Which, I mean, because like to think about that like, yeah, I've been sick, but like to be seriously ill like that since 12 and I'm 19 now, I was like, damn, I must be pretty healthy. Because I know that there's a lot of people because like I know that like there's like a lot of people that like get like, you know, sent to the hospital and stuff, and I was like, well, let's just hope I don't get cancer. So. But my collarbone's gonna just like laughing at me right now, and just like just wait in 20 years. You guys probably don't get the joke behind that until if I ever told the story, but that'll be a story for another day. So.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, but that was my story. So I just want to put that to kind of end off because I was God, I can't believe it took me 7 years to finally release that story to the world.
This is my story.
Freaking Cody Rhodes. I have to finish the story.
That's not what I was going for, though.
Oh.
That comedian I was telling you about.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like talking about like rape victims. He's like, I've been sexually assaulted because he's a comedian, and it's like, so this is my story.
Oh yeah.
Where in the story was he got flicked in the dick by a chick. Where he's like walking, where it's like, it was a private comedy saying she's walking by and basically she's like, top that. I didn't actually touch him, by the way.
No, if he did, I would have socked him.
This is me touching him.
Don't. I don't know, but anyways, so, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and whatnot, and,
I'm gonna say for once in a long time, you actually see me wearing a regular shirt.
Yeah. Yeah,
my button-ups are all dirty.
And I'm just dressing the way I always do, so. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast here already, turn notifications on. And then subscribe to my main channel, which is the link in the description. Get me to 300 subscribers. We're so incredibly close.
Get him to 1,000, actually.
That'd be cool. But
get him to 1 million.
Hope you guys. But yeah, over there you guys will get podcast highlights or like gaming content, all that kind of good stuff. And whatnot. So, and also, speaking of gaming stuff, I'm about to attempt 1020 mode on Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Are you doing that tonight?
Yeah. Which that might take me all night. So, yeah. So,
I'm here for you, buddy.
Oh no,
freaking. Also have
freaking.
to be up at 6 a.m. Remember?
Yeah, I know. That's gonna be rough. But
that's
yeah.
rough, buddy.
But yeah, but like the fact that like the mode of all of them on 10 took me 4 hours. It's like, oh my god.
I mean, 4 hours just for all that's pretty decent. I mean, we were kind of, you were kind of sailing through the first 5 nights in general.
Yeah. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you guys next week.
This is a message to Kyle's mom. Why'd you delete my number? I fucking miss it!
Oh my god. And that's a different one. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Deuces.
Trapping.